So, as you may know, Geometry Dash is a pretty big subject in my early Scratch career. All started out with Griffpatch's Geometry Dash v1.5. I came across this by my sister actually just coming across it online, and then I started playing it. And then I found that Geometry Dash was an actual game online. So I couldn't find it free anywhere else, so I just kept playing his game until I beat it. And then it all would have ended there if I had not found a comment saying that if you press Z and M together, then you can access the editor. That created endless fun for me because I was just entranced with that I could build my own levels. So I built my own levels and I released it in a game called Geometry Dash v3.0. That is my first shared project right now. So, how did I evolve to releasing Geometry Dash Sub-Zero, which almost has 1 million views? Thank you so much. That is astounding. 1 million people. That's just... I can't even put that in perspective. But how it all started is once I did that, I started looking up other people's levels on Scratch. Because obviously other people knew how to access the editor, and I was just the one who didn't. So doing that, I came across Hopping Icons levels 4 through 6. Now this was a cool project. He really well remade the levels up from 4 to 6. Duh. But he did a really good job. He also came back and he made levels 7 through 8. Another great job by him. I have to cheer him on right there because that is masterful. So then he was going to make Cycles, but I kind of stole away from him. I beat him to it. For some reason, his game had a lot of glitches, and mine ended up not having them. So people came to play my game over his. So his Cycles never really turned out to be big. But then I made another game which was a remix off of his. It was called Geometry Dash levels 9 through 13. But at that time, it was only Geometry Dash levels 10 through 11. Because I skipped Cycles, and I didn't do anything after that. So that project started getting a lot of views. And I spent a lot of my time updating old projects at that point. So I came back to that project and started updating it like crazy. Remade all the levels. I added Cycles. I added Electroman Adventures. I added Theory of Everything. I spent so many hours on that game. And I guess you could say it paid off. I have 96,000 views on that game. But such a low love. Only 800 for the amount of views I got. Still, that's pretty considerable. But I thought I could do better. I had already released a project called Geometry Dash Meltdown. That project slowly started to go up higher, even though it was released before. It started getting a lot of views and a much higher rate. So that one was just going up slowly in the background, and I wasn't updating it. So now I just made this was a point where I was just starting to experiment with coming out of Geometry Dash, but I was still making a lot of Geometry Dash levels. So, this is the point when Rob Top released Geometry Dash Sub-Zero. I really liked the level design on this game. I decided to make one on Scratch. I took the whole first level and then I released it. I was going to finish all 3 levels, but I was a little bit impatient. I probably shouldn't have done that, but looking back, I think it was okay since it has almost 1 million views. But then I got Hopping Icon to make my level 2 because I just don't like actual level design that much, and he's pretty good at it. So that was all good with me. So he made that, and then I added some credits saying like thanks to Hopping Icon for the 2nd level. And then Chico Master came along, and he made the level 3. Then I came back and remade levels 2 and 3. Slightly. I remade Hopping Icons. I left it mostly how it was. And then I took Chico Masters because it had a few glitches, and I just redid the whole thing. But I still kept his basic level design. I also used Hopping Icon's wave and modified it to make it to where it was slightly better. And this is also the first project that actually used speed. Because I think I started this project before anybody had done speed, and I had speed in that project. So, this project blew up. I think it got #1 on trending. It was ridiculous. I was getting so many messages, but that was absolutely insane for what I was used to at that point. I could not believe the amount of messages I was getting. I have gotten almost double to triple the most amount of messages I got off of that project, though, which is kind of amazing, come to think of it. So, that project, I spent so much time updating that project. Now, this is about the time when I noticed Geometry Dash Meltdown was getting a lot of views. If you look at it today, it is almost 3,000 loves and over 500,000 views. That's my 2nd most viewed project and my 3rd most loved. I decided, hey, they deserve it. I'm going to go back to that game and redo the whole thing and update it. Did the same thing. Updated it, renovated it, got a lot more views. Now, I thought it'd be cool, since I did so well with the other 3, to make a Geometry Dash World game. So I made one. It did pretty good. I'm pleased with how it was, but it didn't get top loved or anything. Now, that's just about how my Geometry Dash ended on Scratch. I ended Geometry Dash with my last level of cycles. And I really haven't updated that Geometry Dash levels that much since. But I will never forget the role Geometry Dash played in my Scratch career. And I can never thank it enough. Thank you.